What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of DISANITY. Hope everybody's having a great week. I'm Walt.
I'm Melissa.
And the lighting is kind of weird right now. We're going to get it better,
Mood
though.
lighting.
It's mood lighting. Mood lighting. And moonlighting. Everybody remember Moonlighting with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd?
Yeah.
That goes way back. But anyway, welcome in, everybody. You know what? Before we even get to mousekeeping, we're going to say hi to everybody. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Tim Pruitt's here, Timothy Rainwater's here, Eric Newman, Rhiannon's in the house, Rhiannon from Down Under. Good to see you, Rhiannon. Alex Brunner's here. James Ryan, one of our members, is here. James, good to see you, buddy. Another member of the Philly crew, Ron and Meredith, are here. Good to see you guys. Nathan Reed is in the house. What's up, Nathan? Chris Phantom Gazer, another one of our members, is here. Downscale is in the house. What's up, Downscale? Good to see you. Michael Riley. I haven't seen Michael in a while. Rob Fuzz is here, too. Hold on, Rob. I can do it. I know I can. Oh, it didn't work. Never mind, Rob. I was gonna do the. It didn't work. I'm sorry.
Jim just did it for me.
Samantha Lowe is here. Good to see Samantha. This thing's gonna. Captain Akron 27's in the house. I know it's gonna. Christy's Corner is here. What's up, Christy? Good to see you. Big Noah Mountain 5.
Noah.
What's up, Noah? Cynthia Candy Mom, another one of our our first member. Cynthia, good to see you. Steve's World's here. What's up, Steve? Good to see you, buddy. Oh my goodness gracious, man, it just jumped. Come on, man.
Laura and Jamie B.
Hold on, we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
We are there yet.
Nope.
Tim Pruitt, and Shell the
Charlie.
Quilter.
Charlie and Stacy.
Kay Atwood.
Kay.
Eric Newman. Charlie and Stacy's Disney Nerds. Laura B's here. Good to see you, Laura. Hope you're doing well. Jamie's here too. Jamie, good to see you. And I think we're almost up to date. I think that's everybody. Oh my gosh, it jumped again. My apologies. Tina McNeil,
Hey,
another one of our
Tina.
members. Tina, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Fisher Fun Ventures is here. Fisher Fun Ventures is here. Good to see you. It takes me a minute. I'm sorry.
Jonathan. I see Jonathan.
Jonathan Chung is here
Yes.
too. Yep, Jonathan, good to see you, buddy. All right, looks like we are up to date,
Yay.
everybody. Kind of using the new system that we just, kind of been using with the daily Disney discussion. I hope you guys like it. Just something to kind of start the show out, get everybody ready to go, get you pumped up.
I like the music.
Yeah, the music's fantastic. We love it. Before we get started, we have great news. Not quite as great as Zippity Doodad's news.
Yeah, did you see the stream?
Which was great news, by the way. Congratulations to Patrick and Nicole and PJ. God bless you. Health, prosperity, everything for you guys. It's such great news. But we have news too.
Nothing.
We're officially Floridians.
Yes. We've had to spend the last 2 nights at the Florida tax collector, but we now have Florida licenses and Florida license plates.
Exactly. Yay! So we're Floridians. Richard's in the house.
Hey, Richard.
What's up, Arjan's another one of our members, and he's a legend, by the way, from what we hear. We've heard that. I don't know if it's true or not. We'll have to find out.
Rumors spread.
Rumors spread.
Just kidding.
Russ Stapleton's in the house. What's
Hey,
up, Russ?
Russ.
Another member. Good to see you. And Brian's here.
Hey,
Brian. Good to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing all right, buddy. Prayers for you and your family.
Yeah.
I know it's been a tough time for you. But let's do some quick mousekeeping. Of course, we have... You're pregnant too?
Steve?
No,
God.
no, we're done. Those days are over.
My baby is 19.
Yeah, that's
We are
about-
not having any more babies.
That's it, pal. We're done. LSU mom Emily's in the house. What's up, Emily? Good to see you. Yeah, those days are over. But we are Floridians now.
Over. Official. We're official. We're legal now.
We're legal now. We weren't legal, to be honest
Well,
with you.
things were just opening up. We didn't have a choice. We couldn't become legal.
Yeah. But that's a whole nother story. Dean over at the Live Place, of course. Check him out, liveplace.com. Dean's the TV guide. He is the man for sure. Our 2 partner channels, Disney Dan, who was on our earlier stream, and Steve's World, who's on our later stream. See? They're very supportive, both of them. Check them both out. They're great channels. You guys know when they go live. Steve on Mondays and Wednesdays and Saturdays. Dan goes live on Thursdays and Saturdays. They're all over the place, both of them.
They're all over the place.
They're all over the place. Brian Eisenhower said, so you're now official residents of Florida. Congratulations. Yes, we are official residents for sure.
Yep.
Chrissy says, I want to have another baby, but my husband doesn't.
Oh, wow.
Well,
see, we were the opposite.
Yeah, I was the opposite. I was the one that wanted to have more, and Melissa said no. So
I always said 2, and I said, if you want to carry it, go right ahead.
Well, I would carry it. I would like carry it here once it was born. I can't carry it the other way, so it's nothing I can do about that. I tell God.
That's why I said, no.
That was his decision, not mine.
If I could have been home like a a mom that could have stayed home more, I probably would have had more, but
No,
this
sorry.
wasn't in the cards.
This is our dream, Angela and Jeff.
Hey.
Good to see you guys. We were very fortunate last week to
We
meet
got
them.
to meet them.
That was awesome.
And spend some quality time.
Yeah, we had a good time. It was a good time
It was
for
awesome.
sure. Tina says, I know someone who's having whose baby was 18 and they had another one. Just saying.
Nope, ain't happening.
And we're just listening.
Yeah.
Christine Hickman, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. If I can click on it. There we go. But guys, tonight we're going to do a few things. We're going to talk a little bit of Disney news, and then we're going to talk about kind of some pros and cons to on-site compared to off-site at Disney. And I'm sure a lot of you have done both. We actually have done both. Mm-hmm. So we kind of get some nuances.
Yeah, I guess we kind of have.
We kind of have. Arnold had a baby, Walt. You can too. I know. But Arnold's a billionaire.
And that was movie
exactly.
trickery.
No, he had a real baby in the age. He was like 50 and had a baby. In real life. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, but I thought you meant the movie he was in. Wasn't he in like Junior or something? Where...
Well, that's true. Oh,
I think that's what you meant, right?
I think he does have a young
but
child too.
Right. Well, that was a whole other scandal.
2 within 11 months. Oh my God, Irish twins. There you go.
Irish twins.
Brian says, I've got a lasagna in the oven for my dad, 105-year-old grandma, my twin brother, and my nieces. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness. I know Brian sent me a picture of that lasagna. It looked really good.
Christy said, my sister is 12 years younger than me and 15 years younger than my brother. See?
Well,
Yeah, it happens.
I have that in my family too. Now, granted, it isn't. Are yours the same parents? I mean, I'm not trying to have a whole big discussion, but I know my parents remarried. Mm-hmm. So I have a brother who is only 2 years older than my oldest son. So he would come stay with us in the summers, and everybody thought he was my third son, and I just went along with it. So I guess we kind of had 3 kids in the summer. We had 3 boys.
Yep.
So.
Yep, for sure. But no more here.
not at this point. No. We're already debating on how difficult it's going to be to travel with having the dog. So.
I know.
Imagine if we had to have a baby
if anybody wants to watch the dog, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, we're looking for dog sitters in Florida. Yep. So anybody
dog sitters, please.
Interested or can recommend anybody that, would grow to love Camden and Camden would grow to love you.
Yeah.
Once he loves you, he's stuck on you for life. So it
does take a while though.
Yeah.
Guys, 33 watching, 24 likes. Please remember to hit that like button for us. It definitely helps the stream. We appreciate it. Share it out. We're gonna have fun tonight. I do want to talk a little Disney news. As you guys know, tomorrow's a good day. Disney Springs opens up, thank goodness. And there are a ton of different places that are open tomorrow.
Yeah, they're announcing more than they initially did. We were going to try to take a half a day from work and go tomorrow. Then we're like, nah, more stuff's opening next week. We're going to wait. And now all of a sudden there's more things. But we're still going to, we may ride over there tomorrow night.
We may not.
Check things out.
We'll see.
So
we'll have to see.
We don't know yet.
Right. We have a commitment late in the night that we may not be able to go for.
Okay.
But that being said, Steve says the dog loves me. He likes you.
But when he gets to know you,
he does.
He will.
He does. Well, he got to know Steve, so
yeah.
At first he was a little hesitant, but not by the end.
He's like
for
that
sure.
with everybody at first. But if...
No, Steve, that's not true. You're special. Don't listen to her. But yeah, we were originally gonna go. We were gonna go tomorrow to Disney Springs, take a half a day of work. I wasn't taking a whole day, not for Disney Springs, but I was gonna take a half a day, go down about 12 o'clock, head down, do whatever. But at first it didn't seem like a lot of places were gonna be open. I was like, I'm not going down there for just 4 or 5 places. Then all of a sudden this was opening, that was opening, that's opening, this is opening, that's opening. I'm like, everything's gonna be open tomorrow except the main Disney stores.
And that's kind of what I would prefer to see. I'm trying not to eat as much as I would love to. I need to get back on track. So I'd rather do some shopping than eating Disney. Well, that's really hard for me to say.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
Yeah, it's not true, but I need to stay away from it right now.
Yeah. This is our dreams. Angela and Jeff said they have reservations for Wolfgang Pucks tomorrow at noon.
Nice.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, you guys are gonna have a good time.
That's awesome.
It's funny because what really got me excited. What's up, Nathan? Good to see you, buddy. Was when they announced the Play Pig was going to be open. That's when I was really kind of upset we weren't going down. So Brian says Steve will volunteer to sit for us. All right, there you go.
Steve's got a little far to come.
That's all right.
I mean, if
he'll take the plane.
Right. Can you fly down and watch the dog for us, Steve?
Downscale, no. Characters in flight, I know for sure. I say I know for sure. I'm 99% sure will not be going up.
Right now, we haven't heard.
Yeah, I don't think that's going up at all. And that probably won't go up for a while because that's going to be really hard to social distance on there unless you only put like 5 people on there and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I don't know if it's cost effective, but I mean, if it is, I mean, I guess they really could. You just wipe down the sides every time and you just stand far enough apart. But I don't know.
That's true. Yep, good point, Kay. Cam is treated better than Mason. No, that's not true. Mason's got his own place now.
I know, right?
But yeah, I don't think that's going to be open tomorrow. But tons of things are open. Polite Pig, Wolfgang Puck, Wine Bar George, Boathouse, STK Orlando is going to be open. A few of the other ones are going to be open as well. It's really, really cool. And we saw a video today. Everybody knows the Tim Trackers. Well, Tim went down there today. They actually had a media event for this. They had a special media event for it. And a lot of the media went out. And he did a video on it. I recommend you go out there and watch it, especially if you're someone who's close by and wants to see kind of how they're going to do it. We've been now to City Walk. I will say that it's very similar, what it looks like from what we watched in Tim's video to what we did at City Walk. Very similar, right?
It's very, very similar. And Brian put up their bubble waffles. It's so funny you said that because I literally just said to you, if it wasn't yesterday, it was today. I'm like, I wonder if Aristocrapes will be open. I'm like, no. No bubble waffles. Not yet. Yeah. That's so funny that you said that. I literally thought of that.
Chicken Guy in Planet Hollywood as well. But again, what they're going to do, they got everything marked on the ground, social distancing, where to be, 6 feet, where to stand, where not to stand too. They have signs everywhere on what needs to be done, masks, temperature checks right at the very beginning. Lime garage and orange garage only is where you can enter. Now, obviously, they're going to limit capacity. They will have people walking around all of Disney Springs to remind you of social distancing, where to walk. They have the arrows, like if you're going down your grocery store, you can only go down one way. They're doing it here at Disney too.
They have arrows like on the narrow areas where you'd be more like they want. If you're going this direction, you go that way. If you're going the other direction, so which is how it should be anyway. When you're walking, things would be so much smoother if people walk like you're supposed to drive, where you stay on one side of the road.
That's true. That's true.
We've always said that, so it's just kind of funny. Not even just to social distance, but just to make things move a little more smoothly.
Agreed. But Downscale, I want to talk on your point there. Downscale says he thinks the balloon could operate if it was just parties per time. Here's the issue I have with that. How do you rate parties? We're a party. We're a party of 2. They're not going to take the balloon up for just 2. Now, I mean, they could do 2, 2, or 2 and 4, or 2, 2 and 2, or 2, 3, and they would have to do it like that and make sure it's really spread out. Because first off, I don't even know how many can go up in that balloon. Does anybody know how many goes up in the balloon?
I don't know what the normal capacity
like, is it like, can it get 15 in there? It might on a normal day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Downscale says, can't wait for all the mass COVID mess to be done with, so overblown. I have my own opinion on that. I think we're probably on the same page in a lot of ways, Downscale, to be honest with you. Jim, more sunshine, please. Jim. What's up, Jim? Good to see you, buddy. Nice stream earlier. That was fun.
Yeah. If you guys didn't see it, go watch the replay. It was a really cool idea. It's countdown of like famous quotes within the Disney parks that you would hear on
after our stream, of course.
Yes.
But it was very good, for sure.
Very, very good idea. Very creative.
But Melissa, people are shopping. That's true. But you know what? We went to City Walk, and this is the last thing I'll touch on this, and then we'll get into our topic tonight. We went to City Walk, and nowhere did it say you couldn't touch merchandise. We went in the Universal store. Nowhere did it say only touch what you're going to buy. I never saw anything that said something.
Although I felt like that's what we should do because I started picking up I'm like, wait a second, should I even be touching this?
Right.
And then I was like, well, they don't have, I guess because we were watching the stream about how they were doing
Shanghai, they were doing it like that.
They were like, if you're going to touch it, you got to buy it. So I was like, had that in my head, but I guess it's a good practice. If it's something you're really, not considering buying, maybe don't put your hands all over it, just for courtesy of others. But
Surfer Girl.
That's going to be hard to train yourself to do those kind of things. There's so many things you're having to retrain your brain, things that you do normally that are so hard. Even just watching and following arrows. I mean, people do it all the time, and you look down, you realize you went down the wrong aisle, the wrong direction.
That's true.
And it's like, oh no, I messed up.
It's just called, a lot of times it's not even that. It's just Surfer Girl 326, welcome in. Good to see you. It's more about paying attention. Yeah. It's not, I don't think it's people doing it on purpose just to be different and be spiteful. I think it's more about just paying attention. That's what, because we did it. We were walking down the aisle at the grocery store, and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm going the wrong way, you dummy. Way.
We do it at least once. I feel like every time we go to the store, and it's not like we haven't gone a few times. So I'm like, ugh.
Downscale says, right, the capacity is already pretty low. You'd think making exceptions considering would still be an option for parties only, despite the size. It could, but I just know right now they're not open. But they could open over time. I'm just excited for next week, because next Wednesday, the 27th, they're opening up the Co-op, they're opening up Deluxe Burger, and they're opening up World of Disney. We're going to be down there for that one, and I'm going to live stream it. So hopefully you guys can come out for that.
Co-op is so small, and the areas in there are so small. I'm curious to see how they're going to let people in and out. I know when we were in City Walk, when you went to the Universal store, which is pretty good size, they let only so many people in at a time. You had to wait outside in a line, and as people left, they'd let you in.
Yeah.
Just like they do for a lot of stores.
And that was a good sized store.
It was. So I can't imagine. It may be a good wait time if there's a lot of people down there to get into the Co-op. I, personally don't know if I care about going to the Co-op right off the bat. I definitely want to go in World of Disney, though.
Yeah, me too. I'm going.
It's the closest thing to Disney World right now if you can go to World of Disney.
I agree. Rachel, welcome in. Good to see you, Rachel. Rachel loves Disney is here. Good to see you. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people are going down tomorrow. Angela and Jeff said they're going for sure. Look, we're talking about social distancing and everything. I think I've touched my face 10 times since we've been on the air for 20 minutes. Well, I can't stop.
I guess we're in our own house too, but I guess it's a good practice to get out of it. I mean, we wash our hands all the time. At least I know I do.
Right.
Even here in the house, we're constantly
all the time.
And anytime we go out, if we take the dog out, and we come back in and wash up really good. And
absolutely. So it's just a matter of paying attention, being diligent, doing the things you're supposed to do, being respectful, and having fun. That's it. You'll be fine. It'll be a good time. Can't wait to see everybody's videos for sure. Avery, the Cuban American. What's up, Avery? Good to see you, buddy. Thank you all for being here. 39 watching and now 37 likes. That's awesome. We appreciate that. Thank you all for being 40 watching. Holy macaroni. Thank you all. So let's talk a little bit about on-site to off-site. Now, how many of you have stayed on-site at Disney? Who stayed inside the Disney bubble, right? Raise your hand if you have. I think pretty much almost everybody in here has done that at some point. We're going to talk about the benefits, obviously, to staying on site at Disney, and then we'll kind of talk about what are the benefits that staying on site may not be benefits staying off site, and vice versa. So we'll talk mostly about benefits. Does that sound good?
Sure. I mean, there can be perks on both sides, just depending on everything has to do with everybody's budget and reason for their trip and how long they're staying. There's so many factors that can come into play, and only as of late within the last few years have we kind of experienced the not stay on site. And I think I always thought it wouldn't be nearly as good, but it hasn't bothered me. And there's some things I do like that we didn't have available to us by staying on site. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, but we'll get into that. I just didn't want to.
Never have stayed off site, and that's what most people are saying. For instance, the Philly crew, stayed off site, stayed on site. James has stayed on site only for Jamie. Downscale's been on site. Jeff and Angela, of course, stayed on site. Never stayed off site. Downscale says. Of course, Chris has been on site. The Disney. I'll start with this. What's the first thing about the benefits of staying on property? The convenience. You're inside the Disney bubble. You have the convenience of getting to the parks. You're so close to all the parks. You're close to the resorts. You have transportation to and from all the parks, all the resorts, to get into Disney Springs. Everything is really, really close. And you have that complimentary transportation. That plays a huge part, right?
I was just going to say, that's probably the biggest factor, just the convenience of not having to worry about it yourself. There can be advantages and disadvantages to the transportation, but you're not having to do it yourself. You're waiting for it. You can go, it's there. You have different means to get there. It is nice.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about parking. So if you're not like a DVC member or pass holder, the very expensive to pay to park, pay to park at the parks and even on the resorts now, because they'll charge you to park your car at the resorts on site, and that gets costly. Yep. So if you're flying in, that can be a super advantage because you also have the transportation from the airport if you're flying into MCO. So you have the Magical Express.
Yeah, that helps too. Complimentary.
So that can be a really big deal too. You don't have to worry about that. They'll get you back there too. They'll take your bags for you, out of sight, out of mind. You don't have to worry about holding on to these. We got to have them hold them up front so we can come get them and drive here and drive there. There's definitely advantages.
Yeah, I agree 100%. LSU mom says, I've stayed on-site and off-site. Preference would be to stay on-site every single time. Gotcha. Surfer Girl, and I agree 100%. Surfer Girl says, we've never been able to afford to find somewhere on property that we can bring our dog. That's a great point.
Just discussing.
We were just literally discussing that a couple days ago. We were like, man, let's book a weekend trip to Vero Beach. Let's book a weekend, 3 days. Our son's coming down for a week. Let's book 3 days and stay at the parks with our son. We got nobody to watch the dog.
Yeah.
Now we have to find, and there are certain ones that do it that are dog friendly at Disney. I think there's 4 of them.
But they're costly. You're going to pay anywhere from $50 to $75 a night to keep your dog with you. Mm-hmm. And then you got to make sure too that they're not going to be barking up a storm in the room. Right. That they're going to be okay. I mean, I think Cammy would be fine, but it wasn't like at home where we had family members that could take him for a week if we needed to, or Mason would take him for us, but there's going to be many times when we're together as a family that obviously Mason's going to be with us. Right. So it just depends what we're doing.
Right. And that comes, and Ron and Meredith touch on it, Fast Pass 60 days out. Yeah. Dining 180 days out. Actually, even if whether you're staying on site or not, you can book dining 180 days out. I'm booking dining right now. Now maybe it's because I'm DVC and
You're a pass holder.
And I'm pass holder, but I don't have a reservation I don't have an on-site reservation right now, and I've got 4 dining reservations hooked. So I don't know about you're right on the 60 days for the Fast Pass, and that's another one of the advantages for sure of staying on property. If you're staying off property, it's 30 days.
Downscale, children under 3 equal free, dogs equal $75.
I know, it's true. This Our Dream says, biggest advantage of staying off-site is not having to wait for Disney transportation. In my opinion, waiting an hour for a bus is not magical. I agree. That's a good point.
That's kind of what I was kind of mumbling about earlier. The times that we have stayed either off property or we, stayed with our son or stayed with other friends, it was kind of nice having our car. And I think part of that was because we could come and go as we wanted to. Because we're pass holders, DVC, we didn't have to pay for parking. Right. That's huge. So if we wanted to skip over and go to a different park and not have to wait for a bus or something like that, or we could choose to take the transportation, still come back and get our car and go wherever we wanted to. Actually, I enjoyed that. And it depends where you're staying at the resort too. Some of the resorts are so big that having to get to where your bus stop is can be a really long haul. And sometimes you can park. There are places to park that are closer to where your room is, to where it's nice to have your car. So I kind of learned that too, and I never thought I would care about it. But there's been times that's come in handy.
Kim, yes, I think there actually is still a kennel on property. We drove by it. I drove by it. There is still a kennel on property, so you should look into that.
I actually did some research on that. I don't know if you want to talk about that briefly. After we talked about it, I went online, and they do have some great options at that one in Disney. They have places where you can choose, they'll get their own space. They don't have to be in with other dogs. It's almost like a little room with a bed. So it's not like they're in a cage. They're not caged. It's a little pricey, of course, but you'll have the option to either have them just be indoors. They can be indoors and outdoors. They can have interaction with other pets or not. But of course, the more picky your dog is, and Camden doesn't like other dogs. He had some bad experiences, and that's what worries me with the kennel for him, is that I'm worried he wouldn't play well with others. And I think you can keep them away from that, but I'm sure that'll come with a much heftier price tag because he'll need more one-on-one.
Right.
And I worry, you always hear things like kennel cough and things you worry about. So I don't know if you guys have any feedback. I think I would feel so guilty taking Cam to a kennel. He always has that look on his face like he's abused anyway. So, we always do that SPCA commercial when the dogs look so sad.
Big Disney fan, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Cam always looks like when we leave the house. So I would just be in tears.
Alex Brenner's here. I'm trying to get caught up in chat, guys. I apologize. You guys are moving so fast tonight, and thank you so much. The dining benefits to on property is you can do your whole trip's reservations on day 180. If you're on site, you can only do each day at a time. Yeah, no, absolutely, Chris. You're 100% correct. That's exactly right. We stay at the resorts, but always take our car to the park. But it can be a nightmare. It definitely can. But that being said, I agree with Melissa. There are advantages. Like, I don't have to wait for a bus. I can just go, and that's great, and that's what I like about it. Let's see here. We got J&N Travels is here. Good to see you, J&N Travels. Thanks for being here. Jamie says, I don't mind driving around to other places around Disney, like Old Town or to the Character Warehouse, but not interested in driving to the parks. You know, we thought the same thing at first. It's really not that bad. It really isn't. I love the fact that when the night's over, I see everybody waiting in line to get that bus. I can walk right to my car and I'm gone.
I think Magic Kingdom's the worst because you have to take separate transportation to get to the TT. What do they call that? TTC, whatever.
Yeah.
So that
TTC,
one we try to avoid. The other parks are pretty easy to get to and from. I mean, it's a little bit of walking, but probably no worse than getting to the bus. Or we'll try to take advantage of other transportation too, like the boat. We don't do the monorail a ton, but we really like the new.
The Skyliner is fantastic. Downscale, thank you for that. Downscale, our newest member, he joined the Park Hopper crew. Thank you, Downscale. Downscale, if you don't mind, we are going to need you to send us a direct message either on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We're sending out little goodies to all of our members. So, buddy, thank you for that. If you want.
If not, that's
we just need an address. Thank you, buddy, for that so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Downscale.
A Big Disney Man says, I don't ride city buses in my hometown, so I know how to ride the bus. Oh, he does ride city. Yeah, oh, absolutely, for sure. Christy said, I do hate waiting for the buses. Oh, I agree. And it's the worst when it's like the end of the night and you're tired and you just want to get back to your room.
And then there's standing room only and you were just there watching the fireworks on your feet for 3 hours because you were waiting to hold your good spot.
Tim,
it can be exhausting.
Tim, you're right. I get that too. He says, once we got to Walt Disney World and checked in, I didn't want to drive anywhere until it's time to go home. I get that too. Once you're inside that Disney bubble, you want all outside distractions gone. Yeah, I agree.
Definitely pros and cons. Hey, John.
Hey, John. John Hazelton, welcome in. Another, obviously, you guys just touched on it, but some of the perks when you stay on one property. You have extra magic hours.
Yep.
That's very important. Some of the other special events that they can have from time to time. Extra magic hours at night, extra magic hours in the morning. Don't forget about that. I will say this, though. Certain third-party non-Disney hotels are starting to be included in extra magic hours, like those that are down by Disney Springs. Look into that. Rihanna says a couple of times I stayed at Clarion on Palm Parkway and caught the number 50 from Disney Springs. It was eye-opening. I bet it was. I'm sure it was. I want to craft mouse talk emojis.
That'd be awesome.
You could do that. Sure, that'd be great. Avery says the Skyliner is an efficient option for transportation. Caribbean Beach needed another transportation option for such a big resort.
Yeah,
yes, I agree.
It's great. We love the Skyliner.
Mm-hmm.
Animal Kingdom's the next one.
Yeah,
they need some kind of alternate transportation.
They have one form, bus.
Animal Kingdom. And Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Tina says, I'm one of those people that doesn't want to wait. I think what's my time worth, and I'll wait for a bus at the parks, etc., but not for Magical Express. See, I agree with James. I love the Magical Express. I love the fact that I can be at the airport. They're going to get me on a bus relatively quick, Tina.
Yeah,
it's not too bad. From time to time, you might get bad luck, but for the most part, I don't think it's too bad. And then not only that, you don't have to worry about your luggage. They're going to get it. It's going to be in your room later on. That's how I feel.
The biggest thing I liked about it is not having to go wait at the belt for your luggage. And if if you're there for a whole week, you probably have a good amount, especially if you're there with a lot of family members. Lugging all that, having to take it to the hotel first. Like you can go straight from the Magical Express and go straight to the park. You don't even have to worry about, hey, I have to go drop my luggage off so they can hold it till my room's ready. There are so many things. Like for us, we're always ready to just start our trip the minute we get there. We go straight to a park.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
We're crazy, no matter what time of day it is.
Yeah, Christy, good point. I think the best place to stay if you're going to be at Magic Kingdom a lot is Contemporary because you can walk. Agreed. But again, and we're going to get to this in a minute, it's all about cost.
Yes.
I would love to stay at Contemporary every single time, or I would love to stay at Wilderness Lodge before we became DVC. Right. I don't necessarily know that we could have afforded to do that.
We couldn't.
But I get what you're saying. Jamie, you're going to love the Skyliner, by the way. I got you. And you're right, Downscale. They need, that's what we were saying. We need an additional type of transportation over in Animal Kingdom because they just don't have it.
I have spoken.
Yep, you have spoken for sure. Animal Kingdom needs the Skyliner.
Yes,
and I'll be honest with you. I think it's coming.
Probably.
Not for about 5 years. With everything's going on now, there's a lot of stuff's going to be put on hold.
What's the only thing that would really work there? It's not like they're going to put up another monorail. There's no water, so there's no boat. So really, that's the only next logical solution.
Right.
Is to do the Skyliner. So I think that would be awesome.
John, it's good to see you too, buddy. We're glad you're here. Thanks for being here, pal. Yeah, don't worry about being late. We're just glad you're here. Another big advantage of staying on property, of course, is the dining plan. Mm-hmm. You stay off property. If you don't have a Disney resort package, you don't get the dining plan. And there's a lot. I know it's one of the big. Melissa is a big advocate of it because of its convenience, right?
Yeah, I like the Disney dining plan because it's. You set it, you forget it. You don't have to budget separately. Even if some cases we've even found in our own research that you're probably paying more than if you just paid for your food. Mm-hmm. I like to not have to worry about things when I'm on vacation. I don't want to have to sit there and budget my entire trip, writing down what we spent for the day. When you go back to your hotel room, that really just puts a deflate in your Disney magic happiness. So if you're someone that's having to budget and keep track of stuff and you have a certain amount you can spend,
that's us.
It's no fun. If you're lucky and you have one of those budgets where it really doesn't matter and you can do whatever, it's not that big of a deal. It may not be worth it, but to know that we've got our food, we use up these credits, we can eat pretty much whatever, whenever we want, works for me. So
I agree.
I do miss that as far as being a DVC member. Unless we were to just go out of our DVC, not use our points and just book a regular vacation, we can never get the free dining.
Right.
We can get a dining plan, but we'll never get the free dining. So.
Rhiannon says she traveled with her mom, 70, a few years ago, and she felt safe and happy getting on Disney buses. It's just different. It's not a public bus. I agree 100%, Rhiannon. It's just better. You're safe. You're definitely safe for sure.
And the new buses are beautiful.
Yeah, they're
if you
really
guys have been on, they're putting out a whole bunch of new ones with the new pictures on them. And they even have places where you can plug in your USB ports to charge your phones. And they're pretty nice.
Yep.
So they're definitely nice buses. So.
Yep. Energy efficient, quiet. Talking about the Skyliner. Tina says, yes, I agree.
Very peaceful. Kind of eerily quiet.
Make Animal Kingdom pretty dang sweet having an exclusive Skyliner to its namesake park. Yeah, I agree. Christy says, one thing to note is that if there are other means of transportation, such as the Skyliner or monorails, fewer buses run to those resorts. Animal Kingdom Lodge, they run every 15 minutes, where other resorts run 30 or an hour. Well, right. But again, Christy, you're right about that. But that being said, they have to do that because that is the only transportation. There are other options. So less buses are needed if you have, for instance, Magic Kingdom. You have monorail, boat, buses, walk. In some cases.
Yeah.
So they have so many options. They don't need as many buses because.
Well, that's what she said.
Oh.
And
right. That's exactly right.
I know we stayed at Wilderness Lodge and they have the boat and their buses came about every 15 minutes.
Right.
But I guess because maybe they're only.
Because that's the only two.
So they only have two.
Right.
Maybe that's why. But yeah, I felt like because we missed one, we got there and of course you see it driving away, how that always happens. You just miss it.
Yeah, just miss it.
But it wasn't too bad. The other one came within about 15 to 17 minutes. It wasn't horrible.
No, Big Disney fan says, I think it's okay if I stay at All-Star Movies. I can take the bus to Disney's Magic Kingdom. Then if I want to go to Epcot, take the monorail. Oh, I agree. We've done it.
We do that all the time.
Do it all the time. Absolutely. 100%. All right, let's see what else we got. We have been to Disney 4 times and always stayed on property. Absolutely. Yeah. We love staying on property. That's what I'm saying. Sure. It's great. The other thing you get with Disney, staying on Disney property that you really don't get staying off property, theming, which is big for Melissa. The theming is fantastic at Disney. Whether it's the value resorts all the way up to the deluxe resorts, the theming to me is phenomenal. It's just different types of theming the higher up you go. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and it's a different feel when you're staying in Disney. Usually, I know things have changed, I think, a little bit over the years, but there's just that feeling of when you're in a Disney resort or wherever you are in Disney.
Jeff and Angela, take care. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Have a good night. Let us know if you want to be at Disney Springs for dinner sometime soon. Great show. Oh, absolutely. We'll definitely contact you guys and we'll get together.
Me.
Absolutely. And Rhiannon, thank you for that. Another brand new member. Rhiannon and our Bibbidi Bobbidi Bunch. Rhiannon, great. Thank you so much. That's very generous.
Rhiannon. Just send me which button you would prefer.
Thank you so much. I worked out how to join and become a member. Thank you for that. Everybody, please.
We don't expect you to
thank Rhiannon for that very generous membership. Thank you so much. We did just post a brand new video for you, Rhiannon, so be sure to go check that out on the community page. Video. Yep. Welcome to Team Green. Thank you, Team. Absolutely. Amen to that, member. Yep. Thank you, Rhiannon. But theming is fantastic at Disney. I mean, we stay at Wilderness Lodge, which is a deluxe resort. And no, it's not themed like you get at All-Star Movies where you see the giant
Yeah, it's not
Woody
Disney
and
like
Buzz,
character.
but it's still themed great.
You'll see them, but it's much more. What's the word? Vague, I guess, where things will be more hidden when you get in the fancier resorts. They're still there, but everything's just done so.
Well, it's elegant. It's elegant
and it's ornate, and everything is like a lot of detail, and you can just tell that they make things extra special there. So, and usually the cast members are great. They'll help you with anything, and it's just a whole different feeling, So
every time she tried to join, she said she had to run around with the little guy. No problem at all. We just
I know he's walking now.
It's great.
It's all over.
It is. Amen to that. Gosh darn.
I saw that on Facebook. I'm like, Toby's walking.
But I want to know, everybody in the chat, if you could tell me really, really fast, what is your favorite themed resort that you've seen?
Or that you've stayed at.
Or stayed at. Just stayed at or that you've seen. What resort is themed the best to you? That's what I want to know. I want to know which one you like the best. Richard, good to see you, buddy.
Hi, Richard.
How you doing? Another one of our members, Arjan's the Legend, is in the house. Somebody said Donna earlier. I don't know if Donna was in here, but Donna George, if you're here, dear, good to see you. Hope you're doing great. And Donna's another one of our members as well. Good to see everybody. But let me know, which resort do you think is the best themed? I'd love to hear from everybody. Avery says at least you get some parks like the Disney-owned resorts, like a character breakfast at Swan and Dolphin and stuff like that. Yeah, you do. Some of those non-Disney resorts like Shades of Green, which is for the military. You've got Swan and Dolphin and some of the other ones. They do still have a little bit of Disney flair to them. Just like Avery's saying, you could get a character breakfast over at Shades of Green and stuff like that, and definitely at Swan and Dolphin. So, there are still some perks to staying at those.
Some of the Good Neighbor hotels, too, you can get like Mickey waffles, different things that they're allowing, them to do. So you still have a little bit of that feel.
Bay Lake was very plain, to Philly Crew said. I believe that. Pop Century for Jamie. All-Star Music for John. Nice. John, that is good.
We love all the All-Stars. I think the theming is great.
Gillespie says, Wilderness Lodge. Patrick, welcome in, by the way. And Sippity Doodad, there he is.
The other Patrick, the daddy-to-be again.
Congratulations, big guy. Hope everybody's doing well. Congratulations to you and Nicole. That's great news. Everybody put hearts in the chat for Zippity Doodad, who's going to be a Zippity Doodad too.
Times 2.
Contemporary for James Ryan. He thinks art of animation for Noah. Anything but art. Oh, it's awesome.
Oh, it
actually
great
is.
Resort.
Chris says it stayed at Pop. Seen Animal Kingdom Lodge. Not even close. Yeah, it's true. Animal Kingdom and Polly for Avery. Jim says, I always recommend the cabins at Fort Wilderness. Sleep 6 at a moderate resort price. The golf carts are a blast too. We once stayed for 3 days, and I didn't care to go to the park. So much fun. Right.
We want to do that.
The cabins, not the big cabins.
Right.
I agree. Animal Kingdom Lodge for Laura. By the way, Animal Kingdom Lodge is phenomenally themed. It's incredible. Jamie says would love to stay at Animal Kingdom. We stayed there in a 2-bedroom villa with a Savannah view. It was unbelievable.
It was our first.
It was our first DVC, and it was like.
So we merged our points, we borrowed and we did a big trip, and it was like staying in the Taj Mahal for us.
It was.
We were used to staying in
unbelievable.
Value resorts, which we still
are great.
love.
Yeah.
Because the theming doesn't top anything. For me, in terms of Disney theming, I love all the value resorts. They're so phenomenal with all the stuff they have outside and the rooms, and for kids, it's awesome, and adults. If you love Disney characters and Disney, everything's larger than life at the value resorts, and they're still my favorite when it comes to literal Disney theming. So
Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Lodge for Charlie and Stacy, and I agree on both of those.
Yeah,
I am recommending me and my cousin stay at All-Star Movies because of Secret Menu. Yep. They do have that, and the theming's great.
It's awesome there. I love the giant characters outside the resorts there.
Avery says he loves the Grand Floridian. I can't talk, but I wish they built the Thai themed resort instead. I remember when they were going to do that.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. Let's see here. Downscale says, my last trip we stayed at Wilderness Lodge. I absolutely loved it, but there's always a special spot for me with Old Key West.
That's
I've heard
somewhere
that.
we want to stay too. That's on our bucket list of places to
stay.
It
and so is Coronado Springs, and so is Caribbean Beach.
We want to stay at all of them at least once.
But yes, we do. She's 100% correct. We do.
Which is crazy.
But in the past, before they did the updates to some of these places, I wasn't really into wanting to stay at Coronado Springs or Caribbean Beach. They really didn't appeal to me. Now that they've made all the changes, absolutely I want to stay at there.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then the last thing, of course, as an advantage to staying on property is, of course, you're inside the Disney bubble. You can literally get away from everything outside of Disney. And it really makes for a great time. To have that week, 2 weeks, 2 days, 5 days, whatever it might be, to be able to kind of let everything go and just let the magic happen. It is an advantage. And I think for a lot of us, it's the reason why we stay on property. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah.
And I want to know from you in the chat, wouldn't you agree? Isn't that kind of why you stay, is to get away from everything else?
Yeah, you kind of want to get just totally out of your old world, totally immerse yourself in your time there. That's how I always looked at it. It's funny because at my old job before where I'm working now, we'd go to the beach or something. Like, if you need me, just send me a text. We go to Disney. I'm like, don't text me.
That's right.
Don't call me.
I tell her too. She did that one year where she said they're going to text me if they need me. I'm like, no, nope. No.
And it's like, if it was somewhere else, I'm like, if you need me, it's not a big deal, but I'm like, not here. This is my one place where we flourish, where we like to just get away from it all. I mean, if, when it comes to my job, I'm like, if you just want to say hi, that's fine, but don't ask me any work questions.
Well, you're segueing right into it. Everybody knows who Michael K is. Michael K did a video one time, now that he's living down here. He said, whenever his family calls, if it's anything serious, they have to wait till he's off property. He will not talk serious or anything. He doesn't do it when he's on property. He will say, let me call you back when I'm off property. How about that? And if it's an emergency, that's one thing. Right. But he doesn't want to talk about anything negative with his family or friends when he's on property. And I thought that was kind of neat. So he's the same way. He's like, I'm disconnected while I'm here. Once I'm back in my home or my apartment, wherever he lives, okay, what do we need? What's going on? But when he's there, he wants to be disconnected from the outside world. And
I would think after a while, them knowing, they probably knew exactly when he was there, when to leave him alone. It gets to the point where it's like, oh, Disney time.
Exactly, it's true. Downskill says, slapping a futuristic hotel on the outskirts of the Magic Kingdom wasn't without thought, but that wouldn't have been so great. Imagine if they had dropped a TTA from Contemporary. That would have been cool.
Oh, you see, my goodness, Rhiannon.
Last year, the Pop Century accidentally refused my grocery delivery. A cast member asked me my whole grocery list and went to Walmart and bought it to my room an hour later. No charge. They are amazing. That is pretty neat.
Incredible.
And that, my friends, is another thing you get at Disney that you're probably, I can't say you won't, but probably are not going to get off property at these resorts. You're not going to get that extra step. Now, Disney has good neighbor hotels that probably go a little bit further than the non-good neighbor hotels because they're affiliated with Disney, but that's pretty amazing.
We had a case, much smaller level than Rhiannon's, but we were staying and we went to our room and they said it was ready, and we went up to our room and the key wouldn't work. Like, our magic bands and stuff wouldn't unlock the door.
And we were staying way down the other end.
So Walt went down and talked to him, and they're like, oh, we're so sorry, it's fixed. And he came back up and it still didn't work. So we went back down again, and it wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah, was it a pain? Yeah. But they're like, oh, we're going to give you $50 credit to use for free. So it was like Disney money to use wherever we wanted to in the parks. I'm like, $50?
Just give me $50
just
for
because
nothing.
my key didn't work? I'm like,
Alyssa
okay,
Stenberg, welcome in. Hi, Alyssa.
So,
good to see you.
Those kind of things, it's like, that wasn't necessary.
No, not at all. But we took it.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I'm not going to refuse it. No, sure. But, it's funny. I don't know if that just means we're spoiled sometimes. I know we all complain, and I've worked in cases, too, where I think people over-abuse that and have expectations, and sometimes people make up problems and hoping they're going to get things. But, that's not something we would do. But I think it's nice that they do try to make up for things when you're inconvenienced or when because they know it's supposed to be your special time. They know you're putting a lot of time and money, into the experience. So that's what makes it nice. Like Jamie said, pixie dust.
That's exactly right. Now, some of the two disadvantages, and I want to hear from you guys. If you have any disadvantages, let me know in the chat. Two real fast, and I think they're both obvious. Price. Obviously, you're paying a Disney premium. Yeah. So, you're staying at moderate resorts where you could stay off property in a luxurious place. So price is one. obviously you're going to pay a premium. Even when they give you free dining, you're paying a premium on that room to get that free dining.
Sure. You're not getting any discounted rooms. Sure.
No, right. It's never a discounted room. You're getting a rack rate room.
You said $50 and Disney is only $3.71.
That's true. That's probably true. Oh my God, it's true. That's why they did it. They're like, they can only buy a popsicle.
That's true. You can't even get lunch for a family of 4.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh God.
Big Disney fans. I like the idea of Disney's own on property because of being able to get longer park time than non-resort guests. Oh, sure. That's what the extra magic hours are for. Yeah, it does that. I love it. I think that's great. More now, Tron clearing. I haven't been there since all that really got going. Oh yeah, lots. Tron is on. It looks almost done. It's not, but it looks great.
I'm sure
yes, don't look at the credit card after the Disney trip. It's true. It's true. That's the thing. Premium on the food, premium on the room, premium on the souvenirs, all of it.
When they used to hang the list on your door at the end of your trip. Now a lot of it's right on your app. Like you can see your purchases as you go, which I think is actually great.
Yeah.
But at the end of your trip, when they'd hang the thing on your door and had the breakdown of all the charges that you put on your band or your room key, it was like.
Yes. Well, what's really funny is what else gives an advantage to Disney, and we all have them. The convenience of the tap.
Oh, yes. Having everything connected to your band.
It's unbelievable. I love it. I would go to the grocery store and be like, hey, why can't I pay with my Magic Band?
As soon as you're done with your trip, it's like, oh, yeah, we can't do that anymore. It stinks.
Yeah, it's true. Just the convenience of their technology is above and beyond everybody else's, Universal included. Universal can't match Disney. Look at their app alone. Disney's app is incredible. What they do is just incredible on that app. All the wait times, all the restaurants. You can look and see what you bought that day. They have everything on there. You want to get a balance on what your balance is in your room. If you do it that way, they can get all that stuff for you. G. Wilson, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. The Philly Crew says, we rented a house in Florida because we stayed for 5 weeks one summer. We explored all of it.
That's awesome.
I know.
That is awesome.
That would explore all. That would be great. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I have 5 weeks vacation.
No, I certainly don't. I don't think I ever will.
But the second con to Disney is possibly availability of rooms. There are times when, like, if you want to go a certain week because that's your week, you may not get what you want.
Yeah, and you have to look way
that can be a problem.
Ahead.
Alyssa Stenberg, good to see you, dear. I hope you're doing well. That's another thing, and I don't know about you guys. Has anybody ever had issues with availability on rooms? Because we've had times where we said, well, we want to go this week, but we need a certain room because it was 4 of us, so we could get a standard room. But when we went 5 of us, because there's limits.
Yeah, there's some rooms that you have like a couch that'll come out where you can do that and still use a studio, but there are very few hotels that have that. Right. So otherwise you're going to have to move up and pay for something a lot more pricey, like you could stay at Art of Animation in one of the suites, or you could have to get a 1-bedroom, which the price skyrockets way up or the points go way up. So it can be difficult.
Yep. And Jim, you're right. There you go. That's a good example of it. And we're going to get into benefits of off-property in a second. He said he stayed at the Hilton Bonnet Creek.
Nice.
Many times. Good neighbor hotel northeast of Pop Century. Very nice resort, and you can usually get a great rate. Lazy river around the pool, too. That's let's get right into it. Bang for your buck is one of the benefits of staying off-property. If you're paying a good amount of money, you're really getting probably a really nice room. Like, what you pay for a moderate at Disney might be considered a deluxe outside. Your bang for your buck is going to go a lot further outside of Disney for sure.
You know what? I wish Joey's World was here tonight because Lisa was telling me about a resort they stay at all the time that's really close to Disney. They have a lot of perks. You earn points as you stay there. So if you stay there multiple times, you can earn rewards and get like Amazon gift cards, or you can use it toward points to your future hotel stays. Yeah. Plus, a lot of those hotels, you get complimentary breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, you'll get a continental breakfast, or even just complimentary breakfast,
period,
which is like
yeah.
eggs, bacon,
Yeah.
sausage,
They
and all
had
that.
Mickey waffles, everything.
Yeah.
So you may already have a meal for the day. If you're one of those families like where you can have a big breakfast, maybe skip, have a snack at lunchtime and just have dinner, you can save a lot of money that way. So that could be huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's important because if you can get those extra little things, like you're not getting a continental breakfast at a Disney resort. You're not getting complimentary breakfast.
No,
you're just not, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. We understand that going in, but they do that at some of these other non-Disney resorts. Will do that
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Tina says, "I love the downscale. I love the stuff anyway, and it's really well done." I think you're talking about something that I missed. I like to stay at Disney World Hotel. Alyssa, we do too, but I kind of wish Meg was here too in the chat because Meg's done it a few times as well.
She stays off property a lot.
A lot, and they'll give you. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. But you can get some of these good neighbor hotels just outside Disney or in Disney Springs. Nope, they're not Disney hotels, but they're good neighbors. They're going to be really clean. They're going to be really upscale in that respect. They're going to take care of you. Service is going to be well because they want to continue to be a good neighbor hotel for Disney. And now that they're affiliated with them, they have a certain reputation and expectation.
Or another thing that we looked up online, we watch another vlogger who he and his family is a very large extended family that like to travel together every summer. And they rented a giant house in the Orlando area that's in one of these communities where they have like a lazy river pool, but they have some houses that are rented out almost like an Airbnb or through the community there where you can fit like 15 people in this house. And when we look these houses up, if you divide it out with all the families, you might be paying $500 a week to stay in the house if you have 4 to 5 families staying with you. When you split the cost, and they're 8-bedroom houses, and they have, an area where they have a pool table and a ping pong table, and they have a resort pool, and then you're within driving space to go to, Disney and Universal, and you want to do multiple parks and SeaWorld, it can be a tremendous savings when you're pitching in, because there's no way you're going to get an affordable place to stay at Disney that's going to fit that many people. So if you're really close to your family and you like to have those big trips, you're much better off staying off property than being on property.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, and again, that was the next thing in the advantages of benefits of staying off property is your accommodations can be tailored to the size and needs of your family.
Right.
Whereas with Disney, it's a lot more limited with that. It's not necessarily totally. I mean, you still have great advantages to Disney, but you can get a lot more tailored to the size of your family staying off property. Exactly what Melissa said.
Or if you have a special needs child or family, we have a nephew who's in a wheelchair. So, there are certain disadvantages to staying at certain, I know there's usually elevators and things like that, but getting in and out and accessing can be very difficult. So, if you can rent a house that's one level and you know that there's a ramp or some way it can be a lot less stressful, a lot less people around, a lot of people, in the walkways trying to maneuver through pathways throughout the hotel. There's a lot of little things depending on your circumstances that can make a difference.
Yeah, I agree. And James says, I think young families should explore good neighbor hotels and the places in Disney Springs. I remember as a younger man how much vacations dented up the old bank book. It's true. It's true. If you can save, look, if it's not a deal breaker for you, it's definitely something you need to explore.
Downscale, the Imagineering series was the best. Wasn't that the one we watched? My gosh.
It was pretty fantastic. Now, the prop culture one we're watching right now is very good too.
Prop culture is fun. So we're only a few episodes in, but I really love those series on Disney Plus. They're the best. I wish the Imagineering had gone longer. I kind of wish they had stretched it out into another season instead of putting it all in one season. I think that would have given us, of course, they didn't know this was going to happen, so maybe they would have.
They might have.
Because it was really good.
Yeah. But look into that, because when you're looking, depending upon the size of your family and what you need for availability and accommodations, they can help you with room size, price points, accommodations available, what they have for amenities, different things like that. It's one of the advantages to staying off property, whereas with Disney, things are a little bit more limited. Especially price point means a lot. And, our price point until DVC was strictly value. There was nothing above that. We couldn't do it.
Another thing is, and like I've seen, like Meredith's been mentioning, if you're down here and maybe you don't want to do just Disney, we actually did a trip one year though where we did SeaWorld, we did Universal, and we stayed on Disney property the whole time.
Right.
And that was fun for us because we knew it and we loved it. But
Right.
of course, we had to rent a car for a couple of days and it got a little costly. We might have been smarter to stay off property for part of the trip. Who knows? But they're talking about how when we're learning this now that we're living here, there's a lot to see in Florida. There's more than the theme parks. Like we did take a beach trip. Granted, it was a little, we'll have another one. But there's the Kennedy Space Center. We're actually talking about maybe going to visit an orange grove next weekend. How fun would that be? Yeah. I'm picturing, Soarin' and smelling the oranges. I really want to go. But a lot of neat things you could do. There's plenty of places to go hiking and walking and so much more things that we probably haven't even thought about yet. So there really is a lot to do here. So it's all about what you want. Yeah,
I agree. And the other thing too, another one of the perks to staying off property is the fact that you get perks.
Melissa just said.
But what I mean by perks in my respect is there's perks to, like, they'll shuttle you to Disney. They'll take you to Disney. They'll take you to other places too. Let's say let's say you're staying at Best Western. I'm just picking one.
Yeah.
Best Western will shuttle you to Disney. Guess what? Tomorrow you want to go to SeaWorld? They'll shuttle you to SeaWorld. Disney's not going to do that.
No.
Disney's not going to take you to a competitor. They're not going to take you to SeaWorld. Next day you want to go to Universal? The Best Western will take you to Universal.
Yep.
Disney won't do that.
Now they may have limited times and limited, but it's there and it's at your fingertips to where, it's generally and it's free. So where you, like he said, you're not going to get that at your competitor. Universal's not going to shuttle you to Disney. So,
right, that's true. I agree 100%. Downscale, we'd love for any emojis, buddy, if you want, but please don't feel obligated. But that'd be awesome.
Thank you. Oh, cool. Meredith and her family did an airboat in the Everglades. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Did you see any alligators?
Problem.
I'm always
and continental, like Melissa said, continental breakfasts too. You can get that at some of these places. Yeah. Love the smell of the orange grove.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm like making Walt go next week, and we're going to an orange. I'm like, let's go to an orange orchard. I'm like, oh wait, it's not an orchard.
Well, that's one of the great things. We're lucky. We're very blessed. We really are, and we know this. To be down here now and have all the different things to do, because for one, there's Disney, there's Universal, there's SeaWorld, there's Icon Park, there's Fun Spot, there's
Icon Park is nice.
Legoland, there's going to an orange grove, there's going to the beaches, which there are a ton of beaches. There's Busch Gardens in Tampa, which is only a little bit an hour away. Plus, there's Tampa Bay Rays baseball if I want to go watch my team play. There's tons of things to do.
That scares me, Meredith. Walt and I, it's funny, we'll go on and we're looking at like real estate and for houses in the area, like deciding where we want to go. And every time I see water near a house, I'm like, we can't have that house. Alligators. I'm like, he'll hear me on the app and I'll be going, oh no. He's like, just stop it.
Look, Cynthia says, I'm blessed to have a sweet mom.
Oh, thank you, Cynthia. I'm blessed to have a sweet daughter.
That is so funny. Those are great emojis. But it's just a lot to do down here. And that's where we're lucky is ultimately what's going to happen is we're going to be able to share it with everybody. And that's what, is going to be a lot of fun. I'm starting to get better, I hope. And any of you guys that watch the videos, I'm trying to get better with my editing. And I'm trying to get a little bit better with outside, not sitting here videos. Because we do a ton of these.
Oh, that stinks. I saw one of those. I don't know if you guys saw my post on Facebook, but I was commenting about how, adjusting to all the little lizards around here. And everybody's like, don't complain about the lizards. You got to look out for the big roaches. Well, we'd happen to see a couple of those outside. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they're big.
I prefer the lizards.
Yeah, me too. Noah, I will do Icon Park and I'll do the Icon Wheel. I'm not doing the Starflyer, big guy.
No Starflyer.
Not this guy.
But Icon Park is actually really cute. It's not
really
super
nice.
big, but it's really kind of nice. And a lot of the restaurants down there are opening up now. We walked around there not too long ago, so it's actually nice.
Yeah, I agree. I love it. Downscale says, listen, my daughter is the same way. When we're at Walt Disney World, she's like, does that water have alligators? No, that's the moat around the castle. Does that? Nope, that's Tom Sawyer's Island. It's true.
I know, but it's true. I'm like, oh God, you never know. One could sneak in there.
It's true. I'm not. I don't know. But I'm not worried about the gators. They don't bother me. They're too slow. Okay, when I did some airboating in the glades, they came in out of the grass. No tree where I was either. There you go. I'm not doing it. Get to hold a small gator. Oh, the kids got to hold a small gator. No thanks. Oh, Gatorland too, right? Gatorland's another one. Yep, they have Gatorland down there. There's just so many different things in Florida to do, and there's a ton in Central Florida. It's one of the biggest reasons why I've always said they're not going to allow Florida to be closed down forever or for a long period of time because it's such a huge part of the atmosphere of around here. What are you laughing at?
If it's not a puddle, it might have a gator in it.
That's true.
Another gator. Give me that shovel.
I will drag you there. No, not me, Noah. Sorry, buddy.
You'd have to knock him out. Tie him into the
Jamie,
swing.
you can do the Orlando Starflyer, buddy. I'm not doing it, dude.
Mason said he might do it.
I'll watch. I'm not doing it.
I'm scared. We were talking that we'd be scared to watch anybody we know on that thing.
Oh, that's right.
We were like, oh, God.
Yeah, there is a rocket launch coming up. I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The lady at the MVA, whatever place, told us about that. I thought it was like 3 a.m.
Oh, no, that's okay. Well, guys, look, we're past 9. We're at 9:05, and I don't want to hold everybody because I know the Viacree project is on it right now, and right after them, I think the Fifth Gate with Dean, More Sunshine Please, I think Rob Fuzz, and probably another special guest is going to be on. So we're going to wrap it up. First and foremost, thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you to our 2 new members, Downscale and Rhiannon. Thank you both for joining so much. It means the world to us. You guys are all special, and we just appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this conversation tonight. We had a lot of people in here. We had over 40 in here tonight, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Makes us feel really, really loved. For sure. No, and it's true. We really do, and it's been fantastic. But a couple things to look forward to. Obviously, we're still doing the daily Disney discussion. Tomorrow we're doing Runaway Railway. Tomorrow at 6. Hope you can join us for that. Next Wednesday I'm going live. We're going live at Disney Springs for the opening of World of Disney. They'll probably open first thing in the morning, but we're not getting down there until the afternoon at 1:30. Hope you can join us for that. And other than that, Saturday night Steve and I will be back with non-sports night. We'll think of something. I have an idea of something. But other than that, Dean over at the Live Place, check him out. Head on over to Viacree Project, and then after them, head on over to Dean for the Fifth Gate at the Live Place. Steve's World and Disney, Dan are our partner channels. Tomorrow night, you have the Charlie and Stacey's Disney Nerd Herders going live with Not Quite Ready for Prime Time. D&G follows them. Disney follows them. Thursday, you got Ron and Meredith, the Philly crew. Saturday is Disney Fiasco with Dan. There's just tons of streamers. Don't miss them.
You're right, Downscale. Now, green means members, and purple, what you guys really should be in purple. Purple means your mods, so you really should be mods. So we'll have to figure out how to do that.
You can't.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. If you're the members will trump.
Oh, so you're going to be
If you're a mod, no. Well, it depends. If you're a mod, you're going to stay blue.
No, that's what I mean, though. They want to be mods.
Oh, okay.
Green means members.
Blue means
mods, but you could be members and mods. So
right, but if you're a member and a mod, the mod is going to trump the member, so it's going to stay blue.
Okay.
Okay. For instance, Candy Mom.
Right.
She's still blue, even though she's a member.
You just let us know.
Yes.
But green does mean member. But if you prefer to be a blue member mod, you can be that too.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you again for joining us. We really hope you enjoyed this. We enjoyed giving it to you. Bringing it to you. I said it wrong. Anyway, I'm tired. It's been a long day. But we're Floridians. Yay! Guys, have a great night. We'll talk to y'all really, really soon. Say goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, we will. You mean here. And yes, you'll be there for sure.
Oh, absolutely. You'll be there.
It.
Yep, you'll be there. Both of you. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Well, you should change Sports Night to Where Are the Sports Night. Yeah, that's true. We should. That's a good idea. Bye, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Take care of yourselves and each other.
See you later.
See you later.